Hi Aries, welcome to your tarot reading for the new moon in Uttara Bhadrapada for the 19th of March 2026. Now, this is going to be a purely tarot reading. This is for Ashwini, Bharani and Kritika, but it can also be for Western Aries too, Sun, Moon and Rising. So get in here, grab a chair. If it resonates, cool. If it doesn't resonate, well, you can throw it out. But this is your reading, okay? So let's get to your card. So first card we've got for you is the Four of Thoughts, which is the Four of Swords. Spend time in nature listening for guidance from your angels and your own inner voice, because overanalyzing the situation won't provide the answers you're seeking. Consider taking a vacation or a small break to help you rejuvenate and become clear on what your next step should be. Meditation can be very helpful. So what I'm seeing here is a lack of balance between your thoughts and your actions. It's either, Aries, that you're thinking too much or you're doing too much. Or it could be a third way where you're thinking too much, so you think that doing too much is the answer. And it's like, no, none of these things are the answer. The answer that you're looking for is about getting clear about what you actually want. Do you understand what I mean? It's about being clear about what you actually want. There was this really acerbic breakdown of the signs, and I think it's something like Aries was told, oh, you want brutal honesty, that this is your brutal honesty, your dreams will never come true, right? And it's like, there are things that are happening in your life that are making you think, yeah, my dreams will never come true. I will never get what I want. My thing is this, Aries, right? Because you're holding on too much onto control, you're not understanding that, you know, you can have what you want. You just can't have it the way that you want it. There are certain sacrifices everybody has to make. It's not something that, like, it's not a punishment. What this is letting you know, what this is actually clarifying for you, these changes or these situations that you don't want to be a part of, what they're clarifying for you is that you actually have to make a decision on what you want. And stop being so focused on, oh, well, if I can get it this way, then I can get it this way. What do you actually want, though? What do you actually want? And be honest about what you want. This is why a lot of manifestations tend not to work in your favor. And it's the same for everyone of any sign. If you have a certain goal in mind and you decide that the only way to ascend to that goal is to do that one particular thing, then you're missing all the other opportunities that spirit is throwing in your face to actually achieve your goals, right? So you have to decide what you want. You don't have to take my advice, but you have to decide what you want, because these changes that you're experiencing, they're reminding you, you need to be clear about what your goals are. All right. With the Devil card now. Yeah. Choose freedom. Devil card usually, but these are super gentle tarot cards. Sometimes you may feel as though your way is blocked, but often that's just an illusion. You could free yourself from the obstacles that you're so focused on by choosing a different path. Turn your thoughts away from negativity and instead envision endless other possibilities you might act upon. This is what I'm saying. You have to think about what your core needs are. Now, this card right here is often very misunderstood. It's usually associated with bad luck or being a slave to your material impulses. But the truth of the matter is, it's about logic. It's about calculation. It's about mastery of your own fate. And that's exactly what this card talks about, just in a gentler fashion. So there are things that you obviously fear. And I feel like the reason why your goals are conflicted is because everything in your life right now, it seems to reflect what you fear most. And that's what's holding you back. And everything that every aim and goal that you have is about fighting the thing that you're scared of, rather than like actually acknowledging what brings you joy and what brings you vitality in life, what makes you really come alive, right? It's about focusing on the antithesis of fear rather than on joy or love, right? And when you're focusing on the antithesis of fear, you're giving that fear power. Granted, it's important to know what you don't want so that you can reinforce what you do want. But if you have no sense of joy and you don't connect with a sense of joy, then how are you going to know what you want? And how are you going to know how to protect that joy? Okay. Life review. Archangel Jeremiah. Take inventory of your life and resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. So there are changes in your life that you don't like that are forcing you to get to grips with what your true goals and aims are in life. What is your true joy? Forget everything else. What is your true joy? That's what your life changes are forcing you to confront. Okay. Now, yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see from my notes, there are some difficult changes and difficult lessons that you have to learn along the way here. And you do have to face your shadow side and face where you may have been manipulated or corrupted by the wrong forces around you, because like you're so hell-bent on getting what you want in the way that you want it. It's like you've missed the wood for the trees, right? So it's like Taurus. You can cross-watch with Taurus. It's like Taurus, only like less happy. And I know how that sounds, I'm sorry. But it's like, you know, the things that you have to learn, or the difficult lessons, or the, you know, the reevaluation of your plans, or the things that you have to confront, like Taurus has already done that. So I feel like you should learn from Taurus as to what it looks like when you confront your shadow side and you grow from that. That's what I think you should do. I think you should take lessons from Taurus here. Okay, because you've got a lot to face and you've got a lot to confront. It's not going to be an easy new moon for some of you Arians. I'm sorry to say, but yeah, Arians, it's not like you're not going to get through it. You know what I mean? So we've got the Ace of Wands and we have the Moon and we have Five of Wands and we have Temperance. Now this is interesting. This is very interesting. Now what can we see from this? First off, Ace of Wands. I feel like the changes in your life will generate a spark of an idea, because if there's anything that any Martian sign or nakshatra knows how to do, is how to take what you don't want and turn it into a unique new idea. So I feel like you will generate some level of genius from this. Okay. Oh, this is interesting. Because usually this talks about hidden enemies or covert enemies. And this talks about enemies that are not really enemies. They're just people who disagree. It's like, it's more opposition than enmity with this card, to be honest with you. Because for me, this represents people who either aren't very powerful or who might be on your side, but it's like they can't see your vision. And I feel like there are people who love you who can't see your vision, who can't see your vision for your life, can't see where it's headed. They don't want you to fail necessarily, but they think you will. And I think the reason why you're attracting these people in your life who love you and who care about you but don't see it for you, is because you don't see it for yourself. If you're really honest with yourself, you don't see it for yourself at all. You want to overcome something. You want to overcome things that you believe you lack. That's why some of your dreams are so big. That's why some of you are so focused on success, is because you're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to fill a void, some kind of void. And what you're being told with your tarot cards is fuck all that. Like, don't try to change who you are. Work with who you are. So with this Temperance card now, I feel like there will be some kind of forced compromise based on the difficult lessons that you have to learn during this new moon. There will be some forced compromise. There will be some difficult lessons that you have to learn. And it leads to you having to, you know, kind of, again, you're going to realize it's not about getting your way all the time. And again, this is the thing about Aries. People get you twisted and think that just because you want your own way all the time, that you think that you know what's best. You don't. That's not what this is about. It's just that you're inherently a very vulnerable sign. And if everything doesn't go your way, you know, that rejection, sensitivity, dysphoria can kick in. And I know that's something that's supposed to be preserved for, that's a clinical term, and it's supposed to be preserved for people with neurodivergence. But Aries are very, very sensitive to rejection. So when you don't get what you want in the way that you want it, it's not so much that you think everybody around you is a failure, because you're not egotistical like that. It's just that you feel a massive, massive weight when you don't get what you want in the way that you want it. But I'm sorry to say, it's time to nut up. You cannot allow, you know, your sense of rejection to kind of cloud what's going on around you. You don't need to have everything your way all the time in order for you to be strong and in order for you to persevere. You're a Martian sign. Learn how to use what you don't want in order to get what you do want, rather than letting what you don't want inform your choices. And that's all I'm going to say for now. So that was for Aries. That was for Ashwini, Bharani and Kritika, and also for Western Sun, Moon and Rising. I have been Empress Justice. I will see you in another reading. Take care, Aries. You got this. I love you. Bye-bye.